Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know we stacking in slow. I'm not sure how many people got the notification of what we're doing here. Episode 1, Blue. We
Yes,
finally
sir.
getting together. What's good with your family?
Oh man, I'm excited, brother. I'm excited for this, man. I can't wait to have my real background and everything, but I'm
Right.
excited, man.
No
I'm
doubt, no doubt. I
excited,
mean,
man.
we had to kick it off, man. Even if it had to be ugly, we had to kick it off, right? We had to make we just
Yeah,
had to make it happen just to get the wheels turning and going.
right. Or it'll never happen.
Yeah, there'll always be something, man. And the devil will make sure there's something if it's that easy to derail your plan. So sometimes you just gotta be indifferent and just move forward anyway, right?
Exactly.
Get him out the
Exactly.
way so he knows what time it is. But so this is it, right? Before the ring. This one right
Yes,
here is
sir.
going to be a little different than what we normally do. This is going to be more on the current topics, a little bit more, I think, direct, right? Direct to the topics. We won't be staying long, dragging out, and arguing with you damn fanatics. In this
Yeah,
case.
yeah. No, this is a completely different outlook, man. Once we have everything fully, squared away, y'all are part of episode 1. But once we have everything truly organized and set up, it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be different, man.
Yeah, definitely going to be adding layers to it and making it what it's going to be. But a one-stop shop, you know what I mean, to just kind of give the news and give some perspective on what's going on in space while it's developing. And I think Sunday's a great day. It's going to be a day after the fights, right? It'll be the day after the fights, and we'll get to go over the fights that happened the day before, and then of course, address all the news going into the week. Of course, that we'll be addressing whatever pops up new and it's popping. So this one right here is more of the what do they call it? The pilot. You know what I'm saying? Before
Yeah,
the main show,
exactly.
right? It's not as organized or anything like that, but it's still gonna be very informative, very informative. A lot of opinions, a lot of different topics, not just one or two topics. You know what I'm saying? We'll be addressing a lot. I want to start off with the whole entire with the fights a little bit. You know what I mean? Yesterday we had a couple of fights yesterday. Jake Paul had an MVP event that it was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But no fights really stood out like that. But it was a pretty decent event. I think the big thing that happened yesterday that most people are probably talking about was a Danny Gonzalez event that was put together on the what is it? Danny Swift Garcia DSG Promotions.
Hmm.
That event. Well, look, Danny Garcia, who we thought was pretty much arguably retired, right? But I mean, leave it up to his management and his team and the people that knew Danny were like, stop saying that, right? They didn't want us to say that. Danny was obviously planning on doing something, trying to make up his mind how he was going to have his last fight, because his final fight that he had against Erislandy Lara was not his best look, right? Not just about how he competed in the ring. I think it was more about how the fight ended, right? But like him pretty much just walking away, kind of no mossing it, right? With Arizona Lara, and it didn't look good for him. So he said he wanted to go out the right way and give the fans something to remember him by. And he might have done that. I just don't know how positive. I don't know how good it was. It was the way he went out, but he definitely left a thought in your mind. What do you think of the event?
Right. Well, and I'm gonna say this, right? I liked it, and here's the reason.
Okay.
Uh, um, is because he's active.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As a boxer, right? An active boxer doing promotion. He's active,
Right.
right? Like if we look back in history, in just recent time, right? Even Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
What fighter, active or not active, outside of Oscar De La Hoya, right, uh, is actively putting on fights and putting fighters on fights consistently? Danny Garcia is doing that.
Right.
The production wasn't the greatest production, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Danny Garcia still somewhat active, his last fight, has been putting on ballroom shows, club shows, to the Barclays Center, and he put fighters on the actual fight.
Right. Right.
It was people that we knew. Now, whether we feel like they was past their prime, washed up, journeyman, whatever. He kept he put on an actual boxing event while he was fighting. We haven't seen that since Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Roy Jones tried to do it, right? He did something on BOK Prime that was heading in that direction. But
Right.
no, yeah, I think as
But
a
he's
promoter,
been and even Roy, right?
mm,
Roy has been long retired. You
right,
know what I'm saying? I
right.
mean, he's been doing exhibitions and he had a couple of comebacks, but I think we all feel like Roy has been retired since getting knocked out by Glenn Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Horrible, horrible. Don't
yeah,
remind me. That was
from
horrible.
that point, it was kind of like,
Yeah.
we look at Roy, like semi-retired, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think there was two ways to look at this event. I think you got the Danny Garcia, the fighter, right? Making his last fight. We can talk about his selection of opponent, things of that nature. And then obviously there's Danny Swift Garcia Promotions as far as the production part aspect of the actual whole entire event. I want to go on record and say, Danny Gonzalez, salute to you, family, but you had one of the worst walkouts I've ever seen in my history of watch. The sound was crazy. You had this Timu Fat Joe singing his song on the way. You couldn't hear him. His mic wasn't working. All you heard was the background music playing.
Right,
He wasn't in sync with the background music. So it
right.
was over. It wasn't matching up.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
definitely some work needed.
yeah, they got some work to do. But I completely agree with you with what you're saying as far as you got to give Danny Garcia credit for going out on his own platform, promoting his own event, headlining his own event the way he did it. There's a lot of fighters who are retiring in the space and you don't hear from them again, right? Or they're out there, they're trying to do some commentating somewhere. They're trying, but they're not going out that way like a boss. Danny went out like a boss last night. And like a
Hmm.
boss, sometimes we take losses, right?
Hmm.
Danny might have took a loss last night in
Yeah,
as far as the promotion is concerned.
as far as the production part and the promotion part, I'm with you, right? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't the best. Again, like I said, the event itself
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the best production, right?
Right.
But the fact that he actively put on fighters that we were aware of on the undercard, and he's, you know, the difference between him and Oscar is that Oscar Danny hasn't made the money Oscar made throughout his
Right.
career.
Right.
And Danny don't have the connections that Oscar had, right? Oscar's a gold
100%.
medalist, the sponsors and things like that Oscar was able to tap into, and just a different time, right? Where Oscar
Or
came,
Richard Schaefer. He doesn't have,
he don't have Richard Schaefer, and he came at the right time, right? Oscar,
right.
where uh, uh, it wasn't really a bunch of social media. It wasn't a bunch, there was a lot of things that fell in place for Oscar, right?
Right.
Where Danny hasn't made that much money. There's so many different outlets and ways to, to stream your fights, and it's just a different time, right? Um, and fighters are not. Also, he come in a time where the money raised. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fighters getting paid. Would you agree? Fighters today's time is getting paid more than they getting
100%.
paid. So,
Yeah.
so now for him to put on a card this with all these names, he had to pay those guys out of his own pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
However,
he had to spend some coin. He had to spend some
yeah,
coin
he had
just
to
for the
spend
bar,
some
just
money.
to be involved with the Barclays Center, right? In that conversation, right? You got to think the price point went way up, like you said, in comparison to doing ballrooms before and things of that nature. Him doing something at the Barclays on this magnitude, big expectation, filling in all those seats. You got to give him his credit for the effort, and and that's not being sarcastic, like just being honest, right? Like betting on yourself that way and putting on an event that way deserves to be celebrated. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect when it was announced. I didn't expect the production to be. I had no expectations of it because I witnessed his fights in Philly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That was a major jump from doing, you know what I'm saying, club shows and ballrooms to the Barclays Center. That was huge jump. And then to go to the level of fighters, he went from putting on, you know, locals to putting Gabe Rosado and Chris Colberg and guys that we were familiar with. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't expect it to be the greatest production. I mean, look, me and you had to find it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I was gonna bring that up. Like it was an uphill battle. I almost
Just to
didn't watch
find
the
it.
event, right? You
Right.
straight up, I wasn't gonna watch the event because I gave up. I couldn't
Right.
find it. I couldn't find where to see, and I was done with it. We was just gonna talk about it the next day when we saw highlights on YouTube, and that
Right.
was gonna be what it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And that's why I was like, man, I was somewhat determined. Like, I want to support him. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's why I was like, let me try my best to my lighting is not well, people. Sorry about that. But you know, let me try to find it. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, because I was like, man, I checked the zone and I ain't see it, and I was pumpkin picking. Remember, I told you I was gonna pumpkin pick,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man. But then I was like, man, let me look for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I like the act itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
The attempt. So I'm like, let me look for it, man. Let me
The
try to,
support, right.
yeah, support it, man. You know, and it was here, it was in New York. You know what I mean? So I was like, I was actually thinking about going. You know what I mean? Tickets wasn't expensive. They was giving away tickets. You know.
I heard it was like $50 a week ago. Who knows if it was free at that? Who knows?
Yeah, I
You
mean, they
know.
gave. I know. Danny had gave to the local gym, one of the local gyms I'm aware of. Uh, he gave them like 15 tickets. You know what I'm saying? To
Mm-hmm.
bring the kids. You know what I mean? I just like what Danny does. So I didn't have high expectations. I didn't expect it to look like. At first, I was told. I think you was told the same thing, that was going to be on the zone, right? And
Right.
so
Even when you look on the internet, when they ask you where to look, because that's what I did, right? I go to
yeah,
Google
it said the
where to go
zone.
look. It said the zone pay-per-view. So
Yeah,
I didn't know where else to go. Shout out to
yeah.
L Dub, who really helped me out as well. He put me on millions.co. I guess I think that's a streaming service that Danny Garcia may be like partner in or a part
Mm-hmm.
owner in. And so kind of like a BLK Prime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Type of
exactly. And
platform.
I hit up L Dub because I was lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
I was lost. I'm like, bruh. Because remember I told you I was watching it on Google
Right.
because I Googled the fight, and then when I Googled it, it came up with a play
Yeah.
button. So I was like, oh, I paid play. It was normal. So I was watching it, and right in the middle, I was watching on one phone, and I was listening to you on the other phone,
Right.
and it just cut off. And I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, it did the same thing on the YouTube channel that you sent me a link on. I did it. It showed like one or two fights, and then it
Then
cut
just
off. So I
they
had to
took it
ultimately
down.
find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I shot Danny
So
his 40. You got my 40, Danny. You know what I'm saying? I shot you my 40 and I watched it on millions. I try to support. I just try to, you know what I mean? I try to just not ask no questions and just support.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's deserved because
Right.
Danny is somebody that get like for him to do that farewell. You know, put locals, Chris Colbert, Gabe Rosado. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? For him to put these types of people on that card, hey man, to me I was like, man, that's pretty dope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that
And
was
I think
pretty
they were
dope of him.
coming to support him as well. Like they came in like we're gonna support you as well. So I'm sure they worked with him in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Just to
Yeah,
make the event like we all gonna come
and
together. Even in the ring, he had the support like Gilly, saw Mano in there, Fabulous, Dave
yeah,
E. Everybody
yeah.
tried. Everybody
Crazy because
tried to support.
Gilly and Wallow didn't even go to Boots fight in Philly, but they
Right.
showed up to Brooklyn.
Hey man, they wanted to support him. They want him to go out the
Yeah,
right way, man. They wanted to support him going out the right. They brought all his belts out. You know what I mean? Everything that he
all
earned, all his
facts.
belts and everything that he had. They tried to make it a good photo op opportunity, right? A good
Yeah,
opportunity for
exactly,
good pictures and
exactly,
things of that nature.
exactly,
It was good.
exactly.
But
I,
that being said, right? With that being said, Danny knocks this guy out in like 4 or 5 rounds, whatever it was, 4 rounds.
mm,
He clips this guy, catches him with a clean left hook, check hook, bump, puts him out, folds the guy over. Now
signature punch.
signature, right? It was like, I'm not saying if you couldn't have scripted it better, because I don't want to put that in the air to act like it was scripted, because I know it wasn't. You could just tell it wasn't. But I'm just saying you couldn't have. That was the way I'm sure Danny wanted the night to go for him as far as his fight was concerned. But the big question's got to be, well, 2 big questions. Number one, does this mean something? Was this victory meaning that Danny's back? Was he looking good? Did you see him? Should he, compete again? Or is this the true farewell? Is it bye, Danny? We've seen enough. We've seen you do your thing. It's,
For me,
salute to the fighter and welcome to the promoter, Danny Garcia.
yeah, is right there, the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Put the pin in it. Put the red pin in it right there.
Right.
Because I know both. I know Danny Gonzalez as well, right? And for it to even go 4 rounds, no disrespect to Danny Gonzalez, he knows I rock with him, but then he still looks slow. He never was athletic. He was never, what I'm saying? He just had that beautiful left hook and a granite chin. You know what I'm saying? No, right there. Put the bulletin pin in it right there. So long, Danny the fighter. Welcome, Danny the promoter. Because, again, who Terrence? I mean, he's still a big name. So if he stays active, we're gonna want to see him fight
Somebody. Right.
And no, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the underdog, in my opinion, of all the big names to begin with. When it was Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? He was the underdog in those fights to begin with. Now, after that Lara performance and the 3 rounds I saw with Danny Gonzalez last night before getting this knockout, no, call it a career, bro. I know his dad is saying 3 more fights. No, because people gonna start talking about names. You know what I'm saying? And people came, they supported the farewell.
They confronted him with a name. They were like, "What about Xander at 147? Why don't you take one of those belts?" And I was like, And he kind of was like, "Yeah." He was like, "The money would have to be really crazy, this, that, and the other." And I'm like, "Don't even say that, bro, because somebody might mess around and offer you the money, bro. Hey, bro, don't get in the ring with none of these dudes, bro. Just tell me retired, bro. That's what you did, bro. Don't do it, man."
Hey, man, Xander's eyes. And again, this is no slight to Danny Garcia, but that left hook, he had good timing with it. He has, again, a granite chin, right? And a nice straight right hand. You know what I'm saying? So, but he never was very fast. He never was. He always had slow feet.
Xander will run a masterclass on him, bro. He would run a masterclass on him. He'd pick him apart.
He'll pick him apart, and then he might stop him bad. You know what I'm saying? It's no point. Xander's way too fast, too young, too hungry. He'll want to make a statement out of a Puerto Rican fighter in Danny Garcia. He's bigger than Danny Garcia. No bueno. No bueno.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it now. Because that's when he said that, I was like, bro, don't do it, bro. Because I'll be honest with you, Xander got a little team behind him now with that Babs Bunny thing. They'll mess around and send you a little bag if they think that'll
and they'll make him offer he can't refuse. Hey, see you in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Xander trying to fight in Puerto Rico. And Danny to fight in Puerto Rico against Xander Zayas for the belt. And he get in the bag, he'll mess around and take it.
Yeah, he'll have to take it. Yeah, no, he doesn't have to, but in his mind, he'll be like, I got to take this money.
Because they'll make him an offer he can't refuse. No, just stay on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. On the undercard, Chris Colbert, by the way, I don't know if you had a chance to see him fight.
No, I wasn't even interested in watching him fight.
Look, I'm be honest with you, man. Look, he showed more discipline. you know, one of the big things that he was dealing with when he fought Omar Salcido, when he went and fought Rayo Venezuela, was hanging on them ropes, staying on them damn ropes, him not listening to the corner. He worked his tail off to keep the fight in the middle of the ring. He worked behind that jab. The jab was beautiful. He was working off great combinations off the jab. He put down, I can't remember the guy's name, but he put him down with a nasty body shot, like in fourth or fifth round. He put him down. He had a night. He looked decent. Like, he looked good, to be honest with you. He's every now and then he got caught on the ropes and he got clipped a couple of times in the fight, and you can tell that his chin has been cracked, bro. Like, he's chinny, bro. When they keep talking about like Devin Chinny and these people chinny and Anthony Joshua chinny, nah, those guys ain't chinny, bro. Chris Colbert is chinny. You know what I'm saying? He's chinny, bro. He gets hit in the mouth and his eyes roll in the back of his head, and his body goes limp a little bit. Like, it's scary every time he gets clipped. You're like, oh, you know what I mean? So, but he looked decent. He put on a good fight. And, you know, when you look at the fights out on that card, Chris Colbert probably had one of the better fights. Gabe Rosado fought some dude, Vaughn Alexander, who was like 17 fights, 14 losses. I don't know, some crazy diabolical record. And you could see why it was like that when the fight happened. You know what I mean? You see in the record, like, okay, you know, but Gabe wasn't able to put him away. I think at the end of that fight, though, Gabe looked decent, though. Gabe looked decent, but this guy was good at not getting knocked out, right? Like, good at trying not to get knocked out. I think the big story there is whether or not Edgar Berlanga, if he can get the attention of Edgar Berlanga, if Edgar Berlanga would be interested in fighting that fight with Gabe Rosado that he's been pushing for a while. Do you think that fight looks good for Edgar Berlanga at all? A Gabe Rosado off the back end of a loss to Hamza Shiraz and the way he's looking. Do you think him being in there with a Gabe Rosado might be a good look for him? Is that a fight that makes sense for him, or is that too dangerous?
And that goes back to what we was just talking about with Danny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine, I like Gabe Rosado and Edgar Berlanga. So imagine you get Xander Zayas, Danny Garcia, Gabe Rosado, Edgar Berlanga
in Puerto
Rico. That's a nice card. I'm watching that. Nice. It's nice. I'm watching it, man. It's gonna be entertaining. I might go to Puerto Rico.
That's why I said, Danny, chill. Watch what you say, man. Because listen, man, I hear the people talking. You know what I'm saying? Be careful, man, because you might get that phone call. The boy Xander Zayas has a big machine behind him right now. He really does. People just haven't seen him work yet and haven't seen him move yet. But with that Babs money situation, listen, he's got money behind him, man. They're going to be putting on events, and they're going to try to put on for Puerto Rico.
Not just that, Clay. Now you got Trinidad endorsing him. Tito Trinidad.
Right. And Miguel Cotto. Yeah. They'll put that together, man.
Another thing, Clay, to add to that, you know, shout out to El Del Boss and the Boston Plug. Amanda Serrano's getting ready to do a farewell fight in Puerto Rico, too.
Man.
Danny versus Xander. Edgar versus Gabe. Amanda versus whoever.
Right. Amanda could fight Alicia or something too, man. I mean, look, it could listen. Yeah, bro. Chill, Danny. I'm just saying it can easily be built up around you. Trust me. You can easily become the piece to a bigger puzzle. So, but I mean, shout out to Danny Garcia. Great promotion. I mean, not great promotion. I don't want to lie to you, Danny. I don't want to lie to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got work to do. You know what I'm saying? But
good attempt. Good
attempt. Much respect. More importantly, much respect for what you did. Good highlight reel knockout, right? Potentially could be a knockout of the year candidate, right? Potentially could be in that conversation. And
because
let's move forward.
It was his signature punch in a retirement fight. So that was you couldn't have scripted it, like you said. You can't have scripted it no better.
Yeah, no pun intended. And dude folded over his ankle, messed his whole ankle up. It was an ugly. Right. He fell out all crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as Edgar Berlanga and Gabe Rosado, a short answer for that, because I want it.
Right.
It's a test of will and heart, and it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen.
You feel like you should be next, right? Let's see it happen. Let's get
next. because Edgar needs that type of fight. He's talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. What are you talking, bro? Stop. You my guy. You know I rock with you.
Edgar. Wanting respectfully for sure.
Bro,
no, don't do that.
Go ahead and fight Gabe Rosado. Work your way back up. And the promotion for that fight in Puerto Rico.
Oh, the pressers, crazy.
It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. So make that happen. Make that happen. As far as Chris Colbert, hey, Chris Colbert is somebody who just views himself, and this is the thing why I said I wasn't interested in. The thing about Chris Colbert, it's like a catch-22 for me, right?
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell you why it's a catch-22, Clay. Because as in real life, I want people to think highly of themselves.
Right.
You're supposed to value yourself.
Right.
In the sport of boxing, in sports, he's not living in reality.
Yeah.
He's somebody who thinks and views himself in the sport, people. Not in life. In life, he's supposed to view himself as the greatest thing since sliced bread. In sports, and even in sports, you're supposed to think you're better than your opposition, right?
Right.
But he seems to think that he's achieved. Maybe that's better. He's achieved these things already, and he carries himself as if he has already achieved these things, and he has not. And that's where the problem lies with me with Chris Colbert, because it just his trainer slash mentor, father figure, that's my guy. You know, that's why I try to have limited words.
You try to give him grace. You try to give him grace and
exactly.
Right.
Because he just comes off as very arrogant, and I'm Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh,
I'm B-Hop. Don't forget Showtime. Don't forget, like,
bro.
Sometimes you carry it like you really B-Hop. Like, no.
I don't even remember. Maybe I'm forgetting, Clay. Did he even win a world title?
I think he had a title. Didn't Hector Luis Garcia took that title off of him right before he went up and fought. He was the WBA champion, right? Oh no, he was the he was the WBA champion at 130.
How did he get it?
Or was that a fight for a vacant title at the time? Or no, I think no. He was champion. Hold on, let me pull it up.
I don't remember, but I remember he was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight somebody and they got injured. Then he fought Rayo. Remember?
Right. Hold on, let me see here.
I don't remember if he's a champion or not.
No, he might not have been a champion. I'm thinking he might not have been a champion, bro. Hold on. So how did Hector Luis Garcia become champion? Who did he beat?
The belt was vacated.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, by Tank, I think.
Hector Luis Garcia. Let's see what happened to him, how he became a champion. Because he lost his title to Lamont Roach. That's how Lamont Roach became the WBA champions, by beating Hector Luis Garcia. Did he beat Roger Gutierrez for that title? Yeah, he might not have had a title. I don't know. Chris Colbert might not have ever been a champion. I don't know. Or at least a full champion. I don't know.
Remember, he was supposed to fight for the vacant belt. I think it was vacated by Tank, right?
Maybe.
If I'm not mistaken. I think Tank vacated the WBA title, right? I see later, man. Yeah, Tank vacated the WBA title, right? And they were fighting for the vacant belt. I forgot who it was Chris Colbert was supposed to fight. And he fought Rayo. And he lost to Rayo.
No, he won against Rayo.
He beat Rayo, right?
But he lost in real life. It was a bad decision. It was a horrible decision. And then that's why they had the rematch, you know what I'm saying? Because Rayo was just like, everybody knew that was a horrible decision. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Colbert came in.
Damn, I forgot.
You know, I remember they gave him the special on Netflix and everything like that. They gave him the whole special. It was like a little documentary covering him, and clearly he was there was a lot of anticipation on what he was going to do. You know what I mean? People thought he had a promising career with the energy he brought coming out of Brooklyn, and like you said, with that attitude, that same attitude that had him feeling like he was a man, got him a lot of attention. But unfortunately, when you get those glasses put on you, you get those magnifying glasses put on you, the expectations start to be there for you. And I think Chris Colberg left boxing and turned it and tried to become a superstar and try to become a puncher. And I think he took a lot of punishment that he probably didn't need to take. You know what I'm saying? To be who he is. It is what it is. But now sitting with 2 knockouts, 3 losses, but he got 17 wins. He's only got 6 wins by knockout. He put on a decent performance last night. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that we're probably going to see more of him, and I think he's going to be in the conversation. Now it looks like he's trying to compete at 135. That's where he's at. It looks like at 135. So listen, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think
he when he lost to Rayo, that was at 35.
Yeah, the second fight. The first one I think was 130.
That was his problem. He's not a big guy. Anybody see him in person? He's a 30-pounder. Even when he gained weight,
he had the interim title at 130.
Okay.
Shout out to L Dub. Colberg won the WBA interim 130 belt on the J Rock versus Banana undercard. Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I remember that fight.
And then he lost it. Who did he fight? Did he fight man, I didn't checked out of his career, man.
Yeah, I think we kind of looked at him like he might have like he was kind of done for a minute, but he's back at it again. Decent performance. I have no idea what he does next, but I do believe that that this is not the last we've heard of Chris Colberg. That performance last night is going to put him right back in the conversation. I think he's set up to be a dance partner for somebody, for like kind of like a gateway. Maybe
just think, right? I just don't see him beating anybody. I don't see him beating. He ain't gonna beat Andy Cruz. He ain't gonna. I don't even know Lamont Rowe. He ain't gonna beat Shakur. Remember him and Shakur was going back.
No, yeah, no way. Those fights are out of his realm completely. He has a good solid 2 to 3 fights at 135 to be able to get in that conversation in a real way. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't see who's at 135. He need to rematch old boy that Andy Cruz just beat. That beat him.
That Andy Cruz just beat?
Right? Didn't he just beat the dude that beat him?
Omar Saucedo?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he fought him before he fought that last guy. The last guy just fought. Yeah. You could rematch
that was
Omar
2 fights ago?
Yeah, 2 fights ago for Andy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. He says Jarrell Corrales. We'll see. I mean, it is what it is, right? Chris Colberg, good luck to you, man. Not upset at you at all, man. I think the performance last night was a good performance, and I don't know what you're gonna build off of it. There were definitely some reminiscent old Chris Colberg inside that ring, as far as when he was really good, and then there was also remnants of the other Chris Colberg that got pieced up by Rayo and pieced up by Omar Saucedo. So I think the relationship with the corner is where the key to success is for him, because I think the corner was doing what they've always done, which is give him good instructions and tell him what to do. And I think at times he just goes rogue in that ring, bro, and ends up where he ends up.
Because it's his personality again.
Yeah.
It's his arrogance and his personality. Like, man, it is what
it is. Salute to to Mr. Big Play Bray in the building with the $2, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Crypto Chris with the $2 says Clayton Bluth. You are both truly appreciated. Thank you, man.
Salute,
appreciate you, brother. And the Libra, my brother, man, says I used to work that kid in the gym, Queens kid. They used to come to Starrett Boxing looking for sparring. I worked him easy, but that's life. Salute. It is what it is. So that being said, segueing into the next topic on deck, which is Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali, right? Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali, all in the news. I wanted to take a moment to pull up some facts here, right? Not facts, but I think that people need to kind of see it for what it is, right? Like, it's, in other words, From the outside looking in, it looks like everybody is coming at Clarissa on this one, right? Clarissa this, Clarissa that. She's wrong for this. She's wrong for that. You know what I mean? She's always doing this. She's always doing that. And I can understand, right? Like I get it, man, because Clarissa definitely had, especially as black people in our community, we know Clarissa. We've seen Clarissa in the hood, and you know, I mean, not to say like she's a hood booger or nothing like that, but we know black girls who not going to hold back what they think about that life. And in this case, you got one who can really fight in Clarissa Shields, right? A lot of times they can't really fight. They just talking crazy. But this one has to be somebody who can really put hands on you. And basically the black woman who has a chip on her shoulder. And that's who Clarissa is. She has a chip on her shoulder. But she's also a fighter. She's a fighter. First and foremost, she's a fighter. She's a great fighter. Multiple division champion. And that chip that people see on her shoulder that drives them crazy or turns them off is also the same chip, in my opinion, that got her to where she is, that competitive nature that she has. And this starts from what, like 5-6 years ago, right? This starts with a Breakfast Club interview, right? This starts with a Breakfast Club interview that Layla Ali was in, and a question was asked to Layla Ali about her returning into the boxing space, and the way she answered it, Clarissa Shields took it personal, right? She took it personal. Now, Blue, you feel like she got it misconstrued, that Clarissa heard it with the wrong ears, made it all about her, where maybe Layla was talking in general, right? First of all, was Layla Ali even in the same division? Was Clarissa Shields wasn't even a heavyweight at the time, right? She was fighting like 160 something or 150 something, right, at the time, right?
Well, Layla was fighting at 68 too.
No, but I'm saying at the time, Layla was talking about being a heavyweight, right? She was talking about fighting like 200 pounds. She was like 200 pounds at the time.
No. Layla was talking about 168. That's why Clarissa took exception.
Okay, you see, I'm trying to help Layla out here, but go ahead, give some perspective, because listen, bro. It's all fair, bro. It's all fair in love and war, bro. This is the fight game, Blue. This is the fight game, Blue.
So here's my thing, right? And my take. Me and Clay was talking about this earlier. I see both sides of the argument, and I agree. I personally don't think anybody is wrong. When you watch the Breakfast Club interview, I can see Layla's point and I can see Clarissa's point.
Right.
I can see where Layla was going with it and what she meant, and I can also see why Clarissa took it the way she took it.
Right.
Because Layla wasn't looking at Clarissa as competition. She's looking at her with their relationship like my little sister.
Right.
Right. But we are in the competitive sporting world. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that Layla being so removed from sports, I think that she didn't pay attention to how it may have come off to Clarissa.
Right.
Right. Where she says, I don't have a challenge. I don't have no motivation. I think that she didn't envision herself fighting Clarissa because she was bigging up Clarissa in the same interview. Right. And she was like, she wanted to see Clarissa succeed. You got, she's going to take women's boxing, X, Y, and Z. Right. I don't think she envisioned herself competing against Clarissa. So when she said there's no competition, she don't view Clarissa as an as an option. She's looking at the rest of the landscape, right? To a higher degree of the same situation where you have Shakur says stuff like, I'm the best 35 pound in the world. Because in his mind, he don't envision fighting Keyshawn.
Right.
Right? Me and you say, oh, that's a shot at Keyshawn. You understand?
Right,
and
right,
Keyshawn can take it as a shot at him. But in Shakur's mind, it's not even an assumption, right? We know he don't even view Keyshawn as a opponent ever, right? So he's looking. Keyshawn is not an op. He's not on my list. He's not in my way. You know what I'm saying? Although he is in your way. Reality is he is in your way, right?
Right.
And so I think that Layla takes it from a standpoint of she's like my little sister. I just want to see her succeed. I'm not trying to knock her down a peg, right? And so when Layla says what she says, she don't mean it that way, in the malicious way, not to dismiss, because she was bigging up Clarissa.
Right.
And Clarissa, being how Clarissa is, jumped out the window immediately. Oh, I heard what she said in my division. She thinks she could beat me. Here's where it went too far, right? Because they could have picked up the phone and had a conversation where Layla could have said, "Hey, I didn't mean it that way." But I know, again, Carissa could have said, "Let me call Layla. Hey, sis, what you mean by X, Y, and Z?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the same token, right? Um, uh, uh, she could look at it from a standpoint of saying, "Hey, you know what? You was on the Breakfast Club doing an interview. I'm taking to social media."
Right.
Now, I could look at it and be like, "Hey, you could have, that's your sister, big sis. You got her number, X, Y, and Z. Pick up the phone and call her." But in the same token, how I always say, Clay, a public statement warrants a public response, right? So
Yeah.
if you going to publicly say that, and this is how I'm taking it, and I'm going to publicly respond to you, because we know people probably went back to Clarissa, because we know this, because this is what happened when I personally was talking about Clarissa versus Keith Thurman. People went back to her and told her I was talking ill about her, and she
Mm.
jumped right in my comment section talking about defending herself, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure she did the same thing, right? Where some people told her, "Hey, Layla said this. Layla, you ain't no competition." And so the thing is, what Carissa did, like I was telling you earlier, she made statements that made Layla Ali take it as, "Oh, now you showing me who you really are
Right.
and how you really think."
This is deeper than a misunderstanding. You really had some animosity towards me for a long time, and now
Right.
you
And
want to
this
jump
just
into
gave you
another
the
bag.
opportunity. Right.
Yeah.
This just gave you the opportunity to express how you really feel about me. Because she started talking about her looks, you just
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali's daughter, you light skinned, that type of stuff. Now that's personal,
Right.
right? So
Right.
you view me as being first, Clay. If I sit here and start talking about if me and you, well, it'll never happen. But if we had a fallout, right?
Right.
And the first thing I say is, "Man, he ain't even gotten," or vice versa, right? Because you bald headed, right? So
Yeah.
let's say you start being like, "Man, all that fake hair," and it's coming now. It's coming
Right.
off
Right. It's
like,
like, where you
"Oh,
coming with all them shots at, man? You
right,
ain't never. It's if it's really about something, it should be about what it's about. And if it goes somewhere else, it becomes, how long have you been thinking that? Right.
right,
Like, where did that come from?
exactly,
Right.
exactly." If I start being like, "Man, see, dark skinned dudes, you know what I'm saying? Dark
Right.
skinned dudes think they better than
Hmm.
than lighter dudes X, Y, and Z," you're gonna be like, "Hold on." You
Yeah.
must have you that's something personal, right? You must have they ain't got nothing to do with what we going through. So when you start throwing the oh your high yellow pretty self and this and that, now you now it's something different.
There's some animosity there. Clearly, there's some
It's
animosity
some
and some
underlying
resentment underlying
right,
throughout this whole entire situation. And now, I'm not so. I agree. I agree. I,
right,
I think I
and,
think personal relationship wise, Blue, like, that's their
and
business to a degree, right? Like, okay, maybe they
yeah,
just don't like
exactly.
each other and they're not going to get along, right?
And
But
I
I
think
do.
that and I think
Mm.
Clay, right, like Clarissa again, like I said, is she's in her right? Because she may feel like, "Hey, I look up to you to help me get out my situation.
Right.
I looked up to you, and now you hurt my feelings," right? So that miscommunication right there turned into where we at today,
Yeah.
because it was simply, in my opinion, miscommunication, and Carissa Shields got in her feelings because she felt you hurt my feelings. As you my mentor, my big brother, excuse me, my big sister. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you, X, Y, and Z. And Layla's like, oh, this is how you really feel about me. And it
Yeah.
turned into a cat fight.
Yeah, it got public and it screamed out for somebody to be the bigger person. It was screaming out for somebody in the midst of this whole situation to reach out to somebody or to just
1000%.
understand what was going on and be like, yo, let me clarify some things. And let me put this straight so this doesn't at least, be publicly looking the way it does.
And you know
it
what else,
dragged on for like 5 to 6 years now.
Yeah, because you know why? It goes back to what you just said. It screamed out for them to be somebody to be the bigger person. Neither one of them chose to do it. And they kept taking to, no disrespect to yourself and myself, and giving us fuel. I ain't got a personal relationship with either one of y'all.
Right.
If y'all gonna fight, what you say earlier, Clay? Y'all gonna fight. I want to see you fight.
Exactly. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, guess what, Clay? I'm gonna add gasoline to the fight. Because I don't got a dog in the race. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we here as fans. Exactly. So Clay, me and yourself, like we was talking earlier, we gonna push you to fight. I'm not trying to break it up.
Not at all.
I ain't trying to break it up. No, fight.
I'm walking up behind somebody. I'm like, and I'm pushing them into him. Like,
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So they went to the wrong people
to the social media space. Horrible. You done started. Yeah. We ain't gonna never let it die.
It don't matter if you went on Sway, Breakfast Club, because they got the same mindset me and you have, Clay.
Shit, Sway started it.
Yeah. Who could beat out of the two of y'all?
Yeah, well, Sway was like straight up. Clarissa was just here.
Right.
Look, if you watch how that I could play it for you right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Sway,
no.
You remember? Right. I'm saying I could.
Clarissa was just here. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
like she said she'll beat
after Layla was complimenting Clarissa. Like, yeah, nah, she's a great fighter, this and that. And he was like, oh, really? Oh, well, that's funny because
she
was. I was like, damn, you messy Sway. You messy as hell.
Fun fact for people that may not know this. This is how Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather ended up fighting. Because they was like Keyshawn and Shakur. They was never going to fight.
Right.
I talk to Zab all the time, it's like my brother. Somebody, and Floyd said this in the interview with Fight Hype. Somebody went to one of them and said, hey, that was a lie. Zab, somebody told, I don't know if they told Zab the lie first or vice versa. But one of them was told a lie. And the response was, man, he can't do X, Y, and Z. And then that person went back and said, yo, bro, he said you can't. And it boiled over to the point where they ended up fighting.
Yeah.
And Zab later on found out it was a lie. Floyd never said. Well, at least Zab told me like Floyd never said it. So of course, Zab is like, well, he heard that Floyd says X, Y, and Z. And Floyd said that he heard that Zab said X, Y, and Z, which it turned out to not be true. Yeah. But for us, like I told Zab, for me, it worked out just fine. It worked out how we wanted it to work out.
Hey, man. Hey, they made up. They good now. You know what I mean? They got over it. It was all good. That was a great fight, bro. Yeah. Roger got thrown out the fight. You know what I'm saying? The whole place, it was crazy.
Historic. It was historic, Clay.
Straight up.
Right? What you say, Clay? I'm going to walk past and push you into him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the business that we in. Unfortunately for you guys, we here for the fights. And we love a good fight. And
it's just like this, Clay. Clay, I want to see who can win, Shakur or Keyshawn.
Right.
I don't care what they say. I don't care if you ate at his mama house. I don't care none of that. Because that's not my job. I know you, Shakur, because of boxing. I know you, Keyshawn, because of boxing. And guess what? I want to see who could beat out of the two of y'all.
Right. Right.
Period. When I was young, Clay, you know this growing up in New York. Hey, man, who could beat out of the two of y'all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts.
Hey, bro. I want to see it.
Yeah, entertainment, man. Entertainment, Blue. Entertainment, bro. The fight game, man. It's a ruthless game. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your relationships. It doesn't.
But Clay,
We don't
he's
care.
not supposed. We're not supposed to, because I'm only familiar with Shakur and I'm only familiar with Keyshawn because of the sport of boxing.
Right. Period.
I'm only familiar with, Layla's. Well, no, same
No.
situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. We know Layla because I was gonna say, well, we know her because of her father, but her father was a boxer.
Yeah. Ali's the name. Fighting business is the game.
It's the game. If we don't, if you ain't Muhammad Ali's daughter and Muhammad Ali didn't box, I don't know who you are. I'm pretty sure on my block right now, there's some people that live here on my block. I don't know who they are.
Right.
And we sleep on the same block.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if something drastic happens, I will be familiar with who you are. Right?
Right.
And or if we have a situation, hey man, you mind doing X, Y, and Z? Then okay, well, that will make me familiar who you are. But guess what? If Shakur didn't box, we more than likely wouldn't know who he is.
He'd just be a YN, bro. He'd be somebody I'm looking at when I hit the ATM, like, why are you standing there?
and the facts of the matter is this, right, Clay? The whole reason they box is so that we can know who they are, so they can make it out their situation and they won't be a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because boxing is a poor man's sport.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, right?
I mean, Layla did it just because she wanted to do it, because she sure in the hell wasn't poor, but
she didn't have to, right? But her dad got into it to get out his circumstances.
100%.
Sugar Ray Leonard told you he didn't even like boxing.
Yeah.
At all. He won the Olympic gold medalist, was like, oh, that was enough for me. A lot of people don't know that. Sugar Ray Leonard, once he won the Olympic gold medal, that's all he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm walking away. I don't like boxing. I don't want to see boxing again in my life. But then when he went back to his parents and they were struggling and bills wasn't met and food wasn't on the table, and he realized as he grew and matured that his parents was struggling, that he could make $1 doing this, that's when he went that direction.
100%. 100%. So that being said, though, right? That being said, it is where it's at, right? The origins, because I'm sure one thing about it, one thing's for certain, two things for sure, is that if we talk to Clarissa, she's going to give her take, and she probably do a good job at selling us where we'd be like, oh, damn, okay. And then we talk to Layla, she's going to do the same thing. Man, don't listen to her. Whoopty, whoopty, whoop. We're going to be like, oh, crazy. Well, okay, I didn't even think of it that way. You know, both of them could sell to us why the other one is in the right, wrong. But like you said.
That's why I said, Clay, no, neither one of them is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I could see how both of them took it.
Exactly. They both have their legitimate, they are allowed to have their perspective about what happened to them. We're just on the outside looking in. But as boxing fans, there's a fight potentially on the line, right? Because at the end of the day, clearly there's been interest shown by people with money on putting this fight together, number one, right? And number two, let me just pull this up real quick here. And I wanted to pull this up because I thought it was important for people to kind of get some perspective on. Hold on a second here. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on a second. Is this one it? Is this it? No, this has got to be, I think. Yeah, this is it right here. Boom. Share, right? And it's not a video. This is just pulling up Layla Ali's Layla Ali's new YouTube channel, right? Layla Ali's new YouTube channel. Let's go to it right here. This channel was opened up October 15th, 2025, a few days ago. She opened it up for this, right? Mm-hmm. She accrued 25,000 subscribers in the last 4 days. 25,000.
That's insane.
Right? 25,000 subscribers in the last 4 days. This one, and the only video on here is this one right here. The one on Clarissa, right?
And how many views it got?
330,000 views, bro. 3 days. Now 333,000.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you land the plane before I say
right. I mean, I'll land it right here and hand it right over to you, right? To say that I think this speaks to a clear interest.
There it is, Clay. You know exactly where I was going with this, right? This is
Right.
why we're here, bro. Right?
Right.
Because Layla Ali has to look at that, and she has to know. No disrespect to her other walks of life, because she's very successful.
Right.
If she put up her gardening, like she does her gardening and food and things of that nature,
Right.
if she put up a video and start a YouTube channel about her gardening
Right.
and put up this corn or whatever, X, Y, and Z, these seasonings, and put a YouTube channel, she knows she ain't gonna get 20 something thousand subscribers in 2 days or 3 days and have almost 400. That, Clay, if that joint is almost for 400, it's gonna hit 1 million views.
Yeah. 3 days ago.
Right? So again, she has to, again, this is, I was telling you this earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me explain to the people. She sees the traction, and this is what leads me to believe that she's going to accept this fight. Like, she
Right.
put that post up yesterday,
Right.
and it was unwarranted, right? You already
Right.
put up part one. You said you're going to put up part two and answer the question, you're going to take the fight. But then last night, in the middle of the night, you put up a post talking about you heard it all before. They say the same thing, but the results still end in me winning, right?
Right.
And then she puts up and then combat that to try to throw people off. But Clay, we've been doing this for too long.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might work for her followers from the cooking world,
Mm-hmm.
and all that, right? It keep them in the dark. Me and you, she
Yeah.
tried to throw it off by putting up that fight with Taylor, right? And
Right.
saying, yeah, see, Taylor was trash talking and look at the result. No, no, no. Why you was trying to make a statement? You put that up to say people be talking, and the results is still me winning by knockout, like she said in the part one, right? Or was that on Sway when she did the interview and she said, "I'm gonna win, whether it's knockout, TKO, stoppage, whatever, whatever," right?
Right. Right.
And so she gives the same indication when she put that post. You didn't even know she put that up last night.
No.
That's why I made the video about it, because I look and I'm like, at first when somebody, like 6 people sent it to me, and I look and I'm like, oh, it's the part. I'm thinking it's the same thing, the part
Right.
one. And then I looked at the time and it said 6 minutes ago,
Right.
and that was like 10 something at night.
Right.
Now I don't know where Layla lives. Don't remember. I don't know what time frame she is. But let's say you in LA. It's
Oh.
3 o'clock. No, it's 7 o'clock at night, because that was like 10 o'clock at night. So for you to put that up about boxing tells me that you leaning towards making the fight.
It's on your mind.
It's on your
You're
mind.
you're making it a priority in your life. Clearly, you're making it
And,
something that you need to address and handle and address. And this is a fight game. There's only so much addressing you can do through these
and
social media
another thing,
spaces.
Clay. Now, don't know if you know or have been paying attention. Do you see her physical transformation?
Yeah, we can do that too. I wanted to do that as well, right? So let's talk
Yes,
about that.
because I'm paying attention.
Position herself as the victim
That she clearly has
going on in the world, because I really
leaned
don't
out.
engage with people who thrive.
Let's talk about it, right? So I'm not going to hit play because I don't want, because I see Layla on a warpath and she's on her Get Money gang, and I don't want to be copywritten, but there she is.
Right.
There she is in all her glory, right? That girl has slimmed down a lot,
She
bro.
has leaned out.
She's not this. Hold on, let me show you. She's not this person right here. Hold on, let me go ahead and pull this up.
She has leaned out.
Let me see here. She's not this, right? She's not this version of her
She
right
is
here,
not that. No.
right? She's not that, bro.
No.
You know what I
An
mean?
important note for people to say maybe she's just getting in shape. No. When she did this interview and when she did this sway, she said, I stay in shape. I'm in shape right now. I
Right.
just got a baby 6-pack.
Right. And in this interview, she said it too. She talked about how the kind of shape she was in, and that she's working out 3 times a week, sparring, still doing things. She said she still get active.
Exactly. And another thing, Clay, look at the time frame. She said she needed how much time? About 8 months. She said about 8 months or something like that, right? 7 or 8 months, if I'm not mistaken. So it's something around that. Don't quote me, people. Y'all probably remember. But she gave a time frame. I think that she's dragging it because I put in her comments, you dragging it. I flat out put that in the comments. And like 200 people liked it. I said she's dragging it, you know. But I think that Layla is like, let me make sure I could do this before I say something. She's leaning out. She's probably training. We don't know, but she's I'm almost certain she's lean. She's hella lean. So I'm pretty sure she's trying to get her time in. Remember, too, another thing, Roger has passed on. So she's gonna be she'll be with a whole different voice in her corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Who is she going to train with? You know what I'm saying? She's used to and accustomed to being with Roger Mayweather in her corner. Right? So that's another thing she has to figure out who she's going to be is going to be her trainer. So she wants to be in sync. Layla is very calculated, like Floyd Mayweather and like her dad. Right? They ain't going to make a move until they understand they have all their chips in place to take all your chips. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Layla is not going to just jump out the window and say, yeah, I could do this, and not know if she could do it because her pride is big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if she loses to Clarissa Francois, I believe she'll accept it to some degree. You know what I'm saying? But no.
You reading that?
And Wolf, yeah. Layla said, and L Dub, Layla said she's going to address Ann Wolf in part 2 too.
So that's another thing. It might go in a different direction. Maybe it won't be Clarissa Shield. Maybe she fights Ann Wolf. Maybe she's hearing Ann Wolf in the background talking about some celebrity. You know what I mean? Some Mike Tyson versus Holyfield. You know, energy type
it
of.
Could be. And I gave
Mike
Clay
Tyson versus Roy Jones type thing.
And I gave Clay this scenario. Don't be disappointed, people, if she pull a Sugar Ray Leonard. I just told Clay this earlier.
Yeah.
He invited Marvin Hagler, knew he wasn't going to take the fight. A fight with this man would be the greatest fight of all time. Unfortunately, people, it'll never happen.
Right.
Don't be surprised if Layla is testing herself and like, yeah, you know what? Nah. Because
I think Layla is. I don't think she's gonna make the fight happen. I think she's got her new look because she's gonna be on TV. I think she's getting herself popular. I think she's gonna do something, whether it's a television show on cooking, whether it's a television show on something. I think she's getting herself ready. She's built herself a YouTube channel on it. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna try to capitalize off of this. And I think I know people don't like to hear it, but I think she's clout chasing Clarissa by definition. You know, I think she's using this and using Clarissa's current status as a boxer who's interested in fighting her to blow up her status and blow up her brand, and she's going to try to use it and manipulate the algorithm to focus all the energy towards whatever she's selling. But I'll tell you this, with all that talking she's doing, it just doesn't add up. It's going to look like it's a clout chase if she doesn't make a fight happen, or she doesn't. It's going to look like it. It's going to be like, why did you do all of this? 30-minute video here, open up a YouTube channel, get all these subscribers, do all this just to let us know that Clarissa Shields is the one that's wrong and has it all twisted, and you're the one who's being the good guy and the mentor. Nobody care about you being nobody's mentor.
And that's why I think she's going to take the fight.
You think so? She doesn't look like that?
Yeah, I don't think she's. I think she's calculated. I think that she understands what this can do. I said this before. I'm gonna have to jump off because it's about to die.
Yeah, it's about time for me too.
My phone is getting ready to die on me. But damn, I just lost my train. Oh, I think that she understands what this does for her brand outside of boxing. Right? Layla comes back and beats Carissa Shields, right? Dude, this is her George Foreman moment, Clay.
Yeah.
She come back, she beat, what is it, 17 years out the ring, 18 years?
A
Something like
long
that.
time, 2007. So like what?
Yeah, like 17, 18
2006.
years, right? And she's 47. So let's say they fight next year, she'll be 40, going on 48. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You come back and you beat, and again, no disrespect to everybody else in women's boxing. She has no competition no more.
Well, she's
I
done.
mean,
She has
I want to see,
Shadeja Green is left, and that's it. And that's not even a big fight. That's about it, though.
and that's it. Shadeja Green, and I like Shadeja Green. That's I love Shadeja Green, and she has the biggest chance. I'm not opposed to the rematch with Franchon Cruz's own because she's decorated, but we've seen her beat her already.
Mm-hmm.
So Shadeja Green, that's it. Outside of trying to squeeze down the fight, Alicia Baumgartner, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you don't went up to heavyweight. I don't think.
Yeah, it's over with. She's not going back, bro. That girl done talked about having babies, bro. She's this close to doing something. She wants to be with Pap like crazy. You could tell she's all into that energy, and she's trying
another
to
thing, Clay. Another thing too. It worked out for Layla too. I ain't got to cut all that weight either, because now you competing at heavyweight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fight won't be at 168. It'll be for them belts. It'll be for something. It'll be for if it's a fight, it'll be a fight. Yeah. I think it'll be a heavyweight, man. I think it'll be or maybe a 170, maybe light heavyweight, but definitely up in that area.
Yeah. So
definitely in that
area.
Hey
man, I want to hey, I'm telling y'all now. I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. I'm pushing them into the middle of the center. So I want to see them fight.
Yeah, let's make them fight. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nick J in the building. She says, so what? And Nick, God bless you, Queen, right? Because I know you resonate with this energy that Layla's kicking. But at the end of the day, as fight fans, I hope you can resonate with us too as well, being that you're a boxing pundit in this space and understand that, hey man, if you're gonna do all this talking, both of y'all are fighters. Y'all might as well fight, man.
Well, Nick J, see, salute to the Chocolate Queen, making 50% of Queens of the Ring. Nick J, I don't know if you just came in or not, Queen, but we was saying that Layla's not wrong.
Right, nobody's wrong.
Nobody's wrong. We were saying that the way Layla expressed it, I understand how Carissa could have received it. And the way Carissa responded, I can understand the way Layla views her. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. So this is how you really felt about me. So I could see Carissa's standpoint of, oh, hold on, man. You, my big sister, I look up to you, and now you saying there's no competition at 168. There's no motivation to come back, and I'm here. Where Layla's like, I don't view you as a op or competition or a fight. You know what I'm saying? I view you as our relationship, a little sister. I'm not trying to be the one to knock you off your peg. And I could see how both messages were received wrong, and it just went too far. To the point where Carissa is like, Layla, because remember, like Clay said earlier, think Sway threw it out there. Oh, Carissa said she'll do this. And Layla's response is, well, hold on, man. Oh, that's what she said? Because she said in the interview, I didn't hear what she said. Remember? So she's just going off of, she's emotionally responded to what Sway is saying. She didn't even hear what Carissa said. And her response is, oh, you get knocked out. You ain't even got the skills to compete with me. Now Carissa's like, okay, if I ain't got the skills and I stay in shape. I got a baby 6-pack. Okay, well, let's fight. You see how that went left very quickly? You know what I'm saying? Because of miscommunication. And don't get it twisted, because I see a lot of people getting this twisted. And the last thing I'm going to say, I see a lot of people getting this twisted. Layla is very classy, 1000%. Don't confuse her classiness with not being emotional.
Now, her ego is on 10. She's got the ego of a boxer. Right. She doesn't take
Right.
She
Her
doesn't take
emotional
her
responses.
legacy or her fight game light. Like, she doesn't play that game. She doesn't allow people
Right.
to just speak any kind of way.
Yeah,
And
her emotion. She's emotionally
yeah,
responding as well, but she
people
just
try
knows
to
how
paint
to.
her as the innocent because she sits there and she's the wife now. She got the kids and she's being all proper. They looking at her like
Exactly.
she's being attacked. She's not being attacked. First of all, I want to be clear, right?
She's mature.
I want to be real that I haven't been following this as closely as a lot of other people, right? And let me explain to you what I mean by that. From my point of view, I don't see where Clarissa's been attacking Layla Ali like that. I saw they had a situation 6 years ago. Clarissa went crazy on her, wanted to make a fight. And in between then and now, I've seen reporters ask questions and put microphones in their face and ask them questions about each other. And I've seen them both respond like fighters. I've seen Clarissa says, that girl don't want no problems with me. She know she's communicated. I'll beat her ass. You know, it's all been boxing talk. It hasn't been personal. It hasn't been like you ugly, your kid is ugly, I'll take your man. You know what I'm saying? Or it's been all about boxing.
Well, that's the thing, right? Remember I was saying earlier, Clay, Clarissa took it there. Remember when she was
Clarissa took it there for a fight.
No, but she called her high yellow, light skin.
Yeah, it's fight talk. Fight me talk. Make a fight talk. It's fight me talk. I don't know. It's fight me talk. I mean, what else is it?
Well, Clay, let me salute the people because it's gonna cut off on us.
Okay.
I don't want it to cut off on us. But salute to everybody, man. This gonna be our show that we're doing. You know, it'll be more as we progress. Obviously, we're gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? So this is our show. It's gonna be a different type of show, different type of energy. This is not gonna be our typical. No disrespect. We love everybody in the building in the chat. It's not that we ignoring everybody or what X, Y, and Z. It's just you'll see how the layout will be. It's not for us to respond directly to you guys, but it's to just express what we seen that took place. That just will technically be yesterday, right? Like the Danny Garcia fight in response. So it's our reaction to the week that just passed, to the events and the news and the actions that took place throughout the week. We're going to do responses on Sundays. So salute to everybody that tunes in, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all follow us, man. We're going to make it happen, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute Blue. You know what I mean? We finally kicking this thing off.
Yes, sir.
Boxing is doing great. We got great fights coming up. The next 2 months are going to be crazy. You know what I mean? We got super welterweight or junior middleweight, whatever you want to call action going on. We got heavyweight action going on. We got a big card. We didn't talk about the David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde card going pay-per-view. Now,
yeah, we're gonna get into that because we got time next week. Remember, because the fight got canceled next week.
Oh yeah. So we'll be talking about next week, and we got other fights coming up as well. You guys stay locked in. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit your bell icon so y'all getting alerts when content like this is dropping, man. Until the next one, it's your boy Clay. It's your boy Blue. It's
Salute.
inside. It's what is it? Before the ring.
Before the ring. Salute.